The India Economic Summit is sort of on right now, live, just starting up. You can see the World Economic Forum president there, along with the Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, just starting that conversation. We'll just, I think the introductions are being made. Okay, let's just cut to it. Let's listen to what's happening there.
Short, precise, action-oriented. And I would like to thank particularly our partner, the Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, represented here by many members, but by the President, Sumit Mansumno, and the Director General Banerjee. Thank you for the great cooperation we have established, not only in organizing this meeting, but in general. The theme of this meeting is delivering growth in the next context, and we will look at some of the specific challenges of India in very intensive, interactive sessions later this morning and this afternoon. But we have the great opportunity to create a kind of framework for our discussions together with the Minister of Finance. Now, Minister, last year when we met, you presented your reform plans. When you look back, are you happy about what happens this year? What lessons did you learn from what you achieved and what you may have not achieved during the last 12 months?
Well, I have a reasonable sense of satisfaction. A reasonable sense of satisfaction because over the last 17 odd months, I think there are a few pleasant experiences. The confidence of both domestic investors and international investors in Indian economy has been restored. This has happened during a time when the world is passing through very challenging moments. We've set a direction for the Indian economy. Consistently with every measure, we are moving in that direction. And we are not allowing any policy change which is of a contrarian direction. I think India has become highly aspirational. Unlike what happened, let's say 24 years ago, where those who wanted to obstruct change and reform were in very large numbers also within the ruling dispensation. I think India has evolved out of that kind of situation. Within the government, there is an absolute consensus and unanimity about the direction to be followed. The popular constituency which supports change, reform and growth now has become much bigger than the one which resists it. I think this is on the more positive stance. I'm not going into macroeconomic data which everybody is aware of. On a more challenging side, well, India is a very, very highly functional democracy and a federal polity. I think the response of the states has been extremely positive. Most states have been competing with each other in order to march forward. That's another high point that I've seen. The difficulties are, when I said a very vibrant democracy, that you will have people for political reasons taking a political position to obstruct reforms. Now, within the general mass of public opinion, the support for that is very little. But temporarily, they may be able to halt or stop certain measures. But I think once a direction is set, the movement for that change will go on. And I must say, having taken a large number of steps already in that direction, I can at least look down the tunnel over the next 1 or 2 years. I think I'll still have my hands full about the direction to be followed.
Minister, I think the vision is very clear and it's felt by everybody here. So it's a new spirit in India. It's also, of course, reflected in the World Economic Forum's competitiveness report. I never have seen such a jump in a country in a positive way. But when I listen to the people here, and I would to our
demands which were really frightening both international and domestic investors, and I had a table full of those problems, and these are not easy problems to be resolved. Particularly if assessment orders have been passed, you have no executive power to set them aside. They can only be set aside either by a change in law, or they can be set aside by a judicial or a quasi-judicial order. Now, consistently, we worked in a direction to remove that fear of a highly adversarial and an oppressive tax structure. Now, I must say with a sense of satisfaction that a very large number of those issues are now behind us. Systematically, one by one, we've been resolving each one of them. That fear of the retrospective taxation is gone. 2 or 3 of those problems still remain. And they remain really because of legal reasons. And I have publicly announced that we are looking for processes by which we can resolve some of those issues also. Even with regard to domestic taxation, I think we are making now the processes much simpler. People file returns online, people get refunds online. There is hardly an interaction between the interpersonal interaction. Even now, queries since last week will only be addressed online, and responses will be taken online, and orders will be passed. So it's becoming far more reasonable. Of course, there will be aberrations which we'll try and address. I have also announced a roadmap for direct taxation to bring the corporate tax down to 25% while phasing out some of those exemptions.